Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss on the remaining part of the previous topic. Already you know the chapter 1, crop production and management. Crop production and management. So last day we discussed what is agriculture. Then what are the different types of crops, different examples of crops we discussed. Then we discussed what is horticulture, what are called kharif crops, examples for kharif crops, rabi crops, examples for rabi crops. Then we discussed different practices followed by farmers in the field. So different practices are there like preparation of soil, selection and sowing of seeds, replenishment of nutrients means manuring. Then we discussed irrigation, crop protection, harvesting and storage. These are the main points coming under these practices followed by farmers in the field. Okay. Now, today we are going to discuss about the practices. Second point. First point we discussed preparation of soil. In preparation of soil we discussed preparation of soil is done by following two steps, plowing and leveling. We discussed what is plowing. What is plowing? Plowing, it is the loosening the soil, or we break or bringing up the deeper soil on the top level. So there are some advantages also that we have discussed. Around 7 advantages we discussed. Right? Then we discussed the leveling. What is leveling? Leveling means just level the field. So then there are some advantages. What are the advantages? Equal distribution or uniform distribution of water. Then all the crumbs can be crushed. Crumbs can be crushed. Like this few advantages also be discussed. Right. Now we come to the next point. Selection and sowing of seeds. Next step. After the preparation of soil, farmers follow the next step, that is selection and sowing of seeds. So we will see what are the different things they follow in this particular method. Okay. So selection and sowing of seeds. How they select the seeds? We know for getting a healthy plant, for getting higher yield, they have to select good and healthy seeds. For selection of seeds, they have to follow some precautions. They have to give some importance to precautions. So we will see what are the precautions to be taken when the seeds are selected. Okay. The first one is then only clean, healthy and disease-free seeds should be selected. Healthy, clean and disease-free seeds must be selected. Suppose if the seeds are not healthy, then the yield will be poor. If the seeds are having any diseases, then the plant may not grow well and there also it will not have much yield. It must be clean from all other unwanted matters. Like this, only clean, healthy and disease-free seeds must be selected. Second point then, these seeds should be treated with fungicides. What are called fungicides? Fungicides are the chemicals used to kill all the fungus. We know when we store the seeds, there is chance for attack of the fungus. If fungus attack this seeds, the seeds will be spoiled. So if we use fungicides to treat these seeds, then these seeds will be free from fungus. So the seeds must be treated with the fungus. That is second point. So these two precautions must be taken care of in case of what? In the case of selection of seeds. Clear? Okay. Now we come to the next point. After the selection of seeds, what should they do? They have to sow the seeds. Sowing seeds. What is the meaning of sowing seeds? Sowing seeds means placing seeds in the soil. Placing seeds. We know that they have to select the seeds. Then only the healthy, good seeds are selected. All of them are collected and brought them in the field. Now the farmers take them and placing in the field or placing in the soil. This process is known as what? Sowing of seeds. Sowing of seeds. Okay. Now we will see how do they perform sowing of seeds. Sowing of seeds can be done by three methods. Any one of them can be followed. So there are three methods of sowing of seeds. Any one of them can be followed by the farmers. Okay, we will see what are the three methods of sowing of seeds. First one, by using traditional tool. Second one, by seed drill. Third one is that transplantation. So three methods can be used by the farmers for sowing seeds. First one is traditional tool can be used, or seed drill can be used, or the third method is transplantation by traditional tool. Traditional tool, we can see that there is a bowl. In that we can put all the seeds inside it, and one pipe is connected with this bowl. At the end we can see that the end is very sharp, and this particular tool is attached with or connected with or tied with any animal like bullocks. So when the bullocks move, what may happen? This sharp end makes furrows, and at the same time the seeds from this bowl moves through these pipes and reaches there in the soil. It means the seeds get deposited in the soil from this bowl. So this is a traditional tool used by farmers. Okay. Next one method is that by seed drill, means sowing of seeds can be done by using seed drill. So here we should understand that what is seed drill. Okay. Seed drill means, here also a bowl we can see, and this bowl is connected with many pipes, and these pipes are connected with plowing shaft. You know what is plowing shaft, right? Plowing shaft means, it is used for plowing, and this plowing shaft is attached with a tractor. So when a tractor moves, what happens? From this bowl the seeds move through these pipes and reaches there were in the soil. So while moving, plowing is done. At the same time, the seeds are released and get deposited inside the soil, and the soil is covered. So here one advantage is that the uniformity at appropriate distances or depth. So already I told you, with the help of tractor, with the help of plowing shaft, the plowing is done, and also the sowing of seeds also done. So what happens here? While plowing, seeds are released from this bowl, and the seeds are placed in the soil. So here uniformity in distance and uniformity in depth also we can see. So like this we can sow the seeds in the field. Okay. Now another one advantage is that I already told you that when the seeds are released into the soil or get deposited in the soil, then what may happen? The soil is covered. Automatically the soil is covered. So then the seeds are safe from other organisms like birds. Automatically what happens? Suppose if farmers, they throw the seeds in the field, then what may happen? All birds come and feed on them. If they feed on them, it's a great loss for this farmer. So here the sowing is done and the soil is covered, so that there is no attack from birds or from any other organisms. And one more advantage is that it saves time and labor. It saves time of farmer. It saves the labor of farmer. Means it makes the work of farmer very easy, because tractor is used and this bowl is used, pipe is used, so that what happens? It makes the work of the farmer very easy. So these are the advantages. First one, uniformity at appropriate distance and depth. Then second one is then to ensure the covering of the soil, so that the seeds are protected from birds and other organisms. Okay. And third one is that it saves time and labor. Right. Okay. That is about the first method of sowing of seeds, which is used by following traditional tool. Okay. The second one is that seed drill. By seed drill, already we have discussed. Next thing, that transplantation. What is the meaning of transplantation? You already know that transplantation means taking something from one place and keeping or placing these things on another place. That is called transplantation. Here, transplantation means growing seeds in nurseries. Nurseries means the place where the seeds are grown into seedlings. Okay. So here seeds are grown in the nurseries and they become seedlings. These seedlings are collected from the nurseries and placing them in the field. Okay. This process is known as what? Transplantation. Right? Transplantation. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of transplantation? First one is that it helps in selecting healthy seedlings, because we know that we are growing such seeds in the nursery. Okay, and in this nursery they grow into seedlings. When they become seedlings, then only the farmers collect them. So these farmers can easily identify healthy ones and not healthy ones. So only the healthy ones are selected from the nursery. So that is one advantage. The healthy seedlings can be selected easily from the nursery. Clear? Okay. Second one advantage is that spacing can be controlled. How? Spacing can be controlled as it is a manual process. As I told you, the nursery, the seeds are grown, seeds become seedlings, right? These seedlings are selected and placed in the field. Here is a manual process. So then, while keeping these seedlings in the field, they can keep uniformity in distance. So proper distance will be there, space will be given. Okay. Next advantage then, all those plants which are placed in the field, they get enough sunlight, enough air and enough nutrients. So all this can be ensured. So again I say, what are the advantages of transplantation? First one is that it helps to select only the healthy seedlings. Second one, spacing can be done, spacing can be controlled. Okay. Third one, plants get nourishment. Not only nourishment, get sunlight and air also. Okay, these are the advantages of what? Transplantation. Clear? Okay, now we come to the next point, replenishment of nutrients in the field. Replenishment. What is the meaning of replenishment? Replenishment means simply we can understand that the recharging nutrients in the field, recharging nutrients. Okay, we know all the plants need nutrients for its better growth, right? Yes, they need nitrogen, phosphorus, or sulfur, or potassium. Like this, many nutrients are needed by plants for its better growth. Okay, so here these nutrients are available from the soil. If soil is not much fertile, it means that if the soil does not contain enough nutrients, then we have to add something. Okay, so the soil fertility can be increased. How? By following two methods, natural methods and artificial methods. Now we are going to discuss about the natural methods to increase the fertility of soil. Okay, first one, crop rotation. What is meant by crop rotation? Crop rotation means the crops are cultivated in the plant one by one or alternately. That is term we use, alternately. It means one by one. Suppose one crop is grown, cultivated. After that, we grow any other crops, not the same. Farmers use the same land but not the same crop. So one by one. First rice, secondly any leguminous plant like pea or soybean or groundnut. Okay. But already you have studied in lower classes about leguminous plants, I think. Leguminous plants means, what is the specialty of them? Leguminous plants, they have some bacteria like rhizobium in their roots. Okay. These bacteria are able to absorb the atmospheric nitrogen from the atmosphere directly. Directly they can absorb the nitrogen. Right? So they fix this nitrogen into the soil. They add this nitrogen in the soil. Those nitrogen can be used by the plants. Okay. So here such bacteria are present in the roots of leguminous plants. So suppose if we grow paddy or rice in the field, after that we grow the leguminous plants. These leguminous plants can increase the amount of nitrogen in the field or in the soil. Later, we remove all these leguminous plants and we grow any other crop. Then those crops will get enough nutrients. Right. In this way, crop rotation can be done. It means that crops are grown alternatively, one by one. Okay. That method is known as crop rotation. Clear? Next one is that mixed cropping. What is mixed cropping? The name itself we can understand that mixed cropping means growing of crops how in a mixed manner. Many varieties of crops are grown in the same field. So then what is the advantage of growing like that? Suppose if we grow rice or paddy, along with that we grow leguminous plants. Or if we grow cotton plant in the field, along with the cotton plant if we grow the groundnut. What is the advantage then? The advantage of mixed cropping is that these crops can utilize maximum nutrients from the soil. Second thing is that these nutrients, suppose these nutrients are grown, many varieties of plants are there, all those plants can absorb or utilize maximum nutrients which are present in the soil, right? Okay, so that's about mixed crop. Mixed cropping means growing many varieties of many kinds of crops in the same field. Okay, now we come to the next point. It means, already I told, one more point is that following. What is the meaning of following? Following means just leave the land without any cultivation. no cultivation at all for 4 or 3 or 3, 4, 5 years. So what may happen? The other plants may grow very well in the field, but they die, and the worst or the remains of such plants will be deposited on the soil. So the bacteria or some other microorganisms, they decompose all these waste or remains of plants. Then what may happen? Decomposition takes place. As the decomposition takes place, the amount of nutrients also will be increased in the soil. After, we can remove all these unwanted plants from the field, right? Okay. After that, farmers can cultivate any other crop so that the soil will be enriched with the nutrients. Alright. Such a method is known as fallowing. These 3 methods can be followed by the farmers to get good yield from the field too, and they can manage the availability of nutrients from the soil, right? Okay. Now we come to the next. Now these 3 methods that we discussed are natural methods. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the artificial methods. Manuring. What is the meaning of manuring? Manuring means adding manure to the soil. Adding manure to the soil. Just farmers add manure to the soil. What is the meaning of manure? Manure means organic substances that are formed from animal waste or plant waste. Okay. So this manure can be made how? By forming compost. How this compost is made? Simple. Make a pit having about 1 meter depth. Okay. Then farmers can deposit all kinds of waste, plant waste or animal waste like animal excreta, human excreta, sea waste, all those things. Okay. So all kinds of natural waste can be deposited in this pit. Okay. So what may happen? The farmers, after depositing all this kind of natural waste, they cover the pit with the soil. After 1 week or 2 weeks, they open this. Then what they can see partially decomposed or partially decayed organic substances, because due to the action of microorganisms like bacteria, those all organic substances are decomposed. These partially decomposed organic substances can be used as manure, and these substances are added in the soil as manure. And this kind of substances that we add as manure, and they are called what we can say that natural, or they get from naturally we obtain, and they are called manure. This kind of method is known as what? Manuring. That is a natural method. Okay. Second one is that using of fertilizer. Fertilizer, we know that fertilizers are the chemical substances which contain some important essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus or potassium, something like that. Okay. So here chemical fertilizers, they are used as manure. These chemical fertilizers contain chemical substances. Chemical substances are present in the fertilizers. Okay, like they can provide nitrogen, phosphorus or potassium, something like that. But they are released or they are produced in factories. They are manufactured in factories. Okay. So anyway, chemical substances that are used to increase the fertility of soil, they are called fertilizers, or they are otherwise called chemical fertilizers. Okay. Now I think you understood what is manure and what is fertilizer, right? Manure means just natural things which are made from or which are brought from the nature itself, like animal waste or plant waste, from which partially decayed substances are formed, and these partially decayed substances are used as manure. But in case of fertilizers, they are chemicals and formed from or manufactured from our factories, right? They contain some important essential nutrients only, like nitrogen, phosphorus or potassium, something like that. Okay, now we are going to discuss what are the differences between the manure and a fertilizer. Already I have told you few points. Now we recollect all of them. First one, manure. Manure means manure which is organic substance, natural substance. But in case of fertilizers, they are chemicals. Clear? Second one is that manure can be prepared from the field itself by the farmer. Simply collecting some things, natural things, and he can prepare, or from compost he can prepare what? Manure. But chemical fertilizer means it is prepared in factories, manufactured in factories. Next point then, humus. In case of manure, it can add much humus in the soil, humus. Okay, but in case of chemical fertilizer, they do not add humus in the soil. Okay, fourth point is that nutrients. In manure, nutrients are present, but the amount of nutrients present in this manure is very less. Means nitrogen is present, phosphorus is present, potassium is present, some other nutrients are present, but the amount of those nutrients are very less. Alright, but in case of fertilizer, it contains nutrients in large amount. The nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, they are present in the fertilizers in large amount. Okay. Next point then, the cost. Cost means manure not at all costly because farmer can prepare it from his own field. Okay, not at all costly, but fertilizers are very costly. Fertilizers are very costly. Now we will see the examples. Manure example, sun hemp, cow dung. We can say two examples for one manure. But examples for fertilizers, many are there. The examples like ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, ammonium phosphate, potash, urea, nitrophosphate. These all are examples for fertilizers. So these all are the main differences between the manure and fertilizer. So today we have discussed many things. I repeat, we discussed what are the measures to be taken. So you have to note down all these points in your notebook. Okay, the question number 1, what are the measures to be taken while selecting seeds? Second question, what are the 3 methods used for sowing seeds? What are the advantages of using the seed drill? What are the advantages of transplantation? What is transplantation? Okay. Then we have to discuss what is called crop rotation, what is called mixed cropping. Then we have to or you have to write in your notebook another question then, what is manure, what is composting, how is it made, what are the advantages of using manure. Then what are chemical fertilizers, examples for chemical fertilizers. At last, draw a table in your notebook and write, make 2 columns. In first column manure, in the other column what? Fertilizer. Then write each point. What are each point? One is organic substance, inorganic substance, then naturally prepared. The second one, prepared or manufactured in factories. Like this, each is point. At last, examples for each category you have to write. And I want to get the completed notes today itself. Okay, don't keep it for next day. try to complete today itself and send it to me. Not only writing, not only completing notes, you have to study well and don't keep it for next day. Suppose you are getting daily many subjects and notes and many things are there to be studied. Okay, so don't keep it for next day. Study well and complete your notes and send it to me. Then anyway, today we are going to wind up our session. Anyway, I think that everyone is fine. And next day we will come with a few more points, few more topics related with the crop production and management. Till then, bye. Thank you. Have a nice day.